Now we're on to step 2. Step 2 is about creating content. So now you know your profile is very important. What should you actually post there? So know the 80-20 rule, right? What is 80-20 rule? If you've never heard about this, it's called the Pareto principle. It basically states that 80% of what you do gives you 20% of the results. Or B, 20% of what you do gives you 80% of the results. So which one would you rather prefer? 80% of what you do give you only 20% results, or would you rather work 20% and give you 80% of the results? Right? Obviously, B is about working smart. And posting daily content is the 20% that gives you 80% of the return. That's why posting is very important as part of the checklist. It's the most important thing. Remember, people listen to those who have authority. Right? Anyone you're listening to, maybe you're watching this because somehow you believe I have authority. That's why you're going through this online recruiting fast start system. Anyone you listen to, your uplines, your team members, leaders, you listen to them because you have authority. So how can you increase your authority so that prospects listen to you? So you have to understand the 3 levels of relationships. Your prospect thinks either A, she is more successful than you, or B, you two are on the same level, or 3, you are more successful than her. Which would you rather prefer? Right? Obviously C. If A, she is more successful than you, these people are difficult to get into the business. But you really have to use third party, an upline, a leader for them to talk to, because your prospect's not going to listen to you if they think they're smarter and more successful than you. B, these are normally your close friends or peers. They're often negative because they feel they know just as much as you do, or they know all your bad stuff that you used to do, right? The things that you didn't work out. This is another reason why you need to use third-party edification for someone else to present to. Obviously, you want C. If your prospects think you are more successful, then they will listen to you. And the question is whether you're doing social media the right way or the wrong way in terms of creating content is ask yourself, would you follow yourself on social media? Would you follow yourself on social media? And if you don't, you need to start creating content. So there's different types of content, right? We're talking about types of content you can create. Simple type of content is knowing that number 1 is people buy from those they know, like, and trust. Getting back to step 1, we talk about your profile, right? Creating the content is when you don't show up properly, when you don't show up and you're being salesy, people automatically don't feel they know you. Like those profiles I showed you in step 1, where people selling cars or they're selling real estate or selling these pills or supplements. When they click on your profile, I didn't know about them. I felt like I did not know them at all. They were just selling. They were a commercial, right? So that's why those people are struggling. They can never get someone to buy because people don't feel they know, like, no, definitely don't trust them. So you got to let people know who you are. How's your family? What's your children like? What do you like to do? Let people get to know you. Important thing is, actually, I mentioned this before, is you have to change your privacy settings to public. If you are a network marketer, you have to change your privacy settings to public. Everyone should be able to access and see what you have. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to meet people. This is like, I want to meet people at a networking event, and I go there and I have a bag covering my face because I don't want people to see how I look like. I want people to see my wrinkles. I don't want to see them to know who Simon Chan is. No one is ever... First of all, I'll get laughed at. I'll probably get kicked out, right? It's the same thing. No one wants to connect with me. Same thing. If you want to connect with people, it's got to be public. And if you ever feel like someone's going to steal your identity or whatever, I'm telling you, more money's been lost through credit card theft, right, than other things. And then I know a lot of people who lost money through credit card theft, but no one ever from stealing your identity online. But does that mean that you should not use credit cards, right? Or like, people, auto accidents, the number 1 killer in America. Doesn't mean that you should stop driving. It doesn't mean that. So make sure, sometimes things get overblown. Make sure your settings are public and let people know who you are. If you're in the network marketing, you want to meet people, you want to connect with people, you want them to join your team, it has to be public. Let people get to know you, right? Like I talked about that. What do you like to do? Who's your family like? Let people get to know you. Now, in terms of what type of content to post, ask yourself, before you join network marketing, what would make you interested? Right? Before you join network marketing, what would make you interested? For me, I think about when I joined, I wasn't working in corporate America. I didn't have any children. I didn't have, wasn't married. I was interested in earning some extra money to have fun. That's what I was interested in, right? And normally that is your target market, the person you were before you got started in network marketing. A lot of times we think, well, people want to know about business tips and stuff. Well, yeah, now maybe for you, but before you got started, what would you be interested in, right? Maybe pictures of maybe of your mom, pictures of other cute kids, how to homeschool, how to raise your kids, whatever you were before you got started. That's the type of content. And what you do is you inspire and you teach and you entertain. You inspire, you teach, and you entertain, right? Now you may say, well, I'm new. I don't know much. I'm not an author. I'm not a teacher. I'm not an expert. Hey, you don't need to know much. You just need to know 10% more to help someone, okay? You don't need to know much. You just need to know 10% more to help someone. And you have to understand, when you're posting content, there are three type of experts. The first type of expert is someone who has done it. And when you say, well, I'm not qualified, I'm not good enough, you feel you have imposter syndrome, like I'm pretending to be someone I'm not, that's because you think that, yeah, the expert is someone who's done it and you're not that person. That's fine. Because you have to understand there's two more type of experts. The second type of expert is a reporter, someone that reports. A news reporter, right, is considered an expert. If you look at any type of news site or sports, I like sports, on ESPN, a lot of those writers out there, they have a lot of authority. If you say I write for ESPN, they are actually, again, they are considered experts. But they never actually, most of those people, I would say 95% of those reporters, never play professional sports. Probably even more higher than that, 99% never play professional sports, but they have authority and people listen to them. Right? A reporter, someone who reports the news, the weather news person at night and the nightly news. That person did not study weather in college. They're just a simple reporter, but people listen to them because they're reporting. So you can simply be a reporter. You can tell people what's happening. For example, let's go back to if you want to, if you have a mom with young kids, you can report what's going on with the children right now. Things that help you to become a better mom. Things you have to be careful about. Or maybe there's some toys that have lead and are dangerous. You can report on that type of stuff. And you'll be considered an expert. The next type of expert is a teacher. This is my favorite. It's the easiest one. A teacher is considered an expert. A professor at a university teaching business is considered an expert. Now, that professor may never have made millions of dollars. Most likely not. Otherwise, he wouldn't be teaching there. But they're considered an expert. Right? A coach, a baseball coach, is considered an expert, even though they may never have played professional baseball. They never played the major league level. They're considered experts. And by the way, on a side note, just because you're a professional and a superstar does not mean you're a good teacher as well. Okay? Michael Jordan isn't a very good teacher. A lot of times because they're so great they can't relate to most people. But a lot of the best coaches and teachers never were very, 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 wasn't at the highest level of what they're teaching. Now, they're at a good level, but it doesn't need to be at the highest level. And a teacher can simply be someone that just find things to teach on. You can Google topics. You can Google topics and find things to talk about, right? Find things, what are the trends, and teach. Think about, again, who you were before you got started in network marketing. What will you be interested in? What will be topics that you'll be interested in? Google those topics and teach that, right? And if you're ever nervous about, what's the world going to think? If you think about social media, the whole world, millions of people going to see your post. Well, first of all, that's not true. Most people are not going to see your post. But to get over that fear, just focus on helping one person. If you focus on helping one person, the fear will go away. Yeah, even every time I do my daily pep talks, or on the podcast interviews, or even with this teaching you right now, I'm not thinking, oh my goodness, thousands of people are going to listen to this program and they're going to be judging Simon. I'm not thinking about that. I'm just thinking about you. I'm just helping one person. If I can help one person, then it's good enough. Focus on helping one person and go out there and teach. Remember, you can inspire, entertain, or teach. And the easiest way is to teach and just focus on helping one person. So let's go over some content ideas to help you. Some content ideas could be goal setting, right? What are some goal setting ideas you have? Maybe how to set goals, or if just in going back to the example, you have mother with young children. How do you get the kids going? How do you get the week planned? How do you plan out your week? How do you plan out the schoolwork, right? What do you do? Or with the activities they have, how do you plan things out? Goal setting. Or teach people how to set goals. You definitely learn something from your mentors, right? If you're on this program, you definitely learned something about goal setting. Now, before you got started, I didn't know much about goal setting, but I learned about goal setting through my mentors. You can teach that, right? How to plan things out, because whatever you're teaching will help your ideal prospect. Next is positivity. Positivity. I love positivity because there's a saying, negativity. There's a saying, positivity doesn't guarantee success, but negativity guarantees failure. So when you're positive, you will automatically attract more successful people to your life, into your business. So positivity, right? What can you be positive about? If you see something on social media, go share that. Positivity. Next idea is sharing your journey. Let people know your journey. People like to follow things. People like to follow. Think about it. You're watching this, you follow people. You follow celebrities. You may follow athletes. You follow your leaders. You follow successful entrepreneurs, successful people, or people who are funny. So share your journey, right? It goes back to let people know who you are, because people buy from people they know, like, and trust. Share how you change financially. That gets people's attention. Now, even if you never made millions of dollars yet, share that. You can share that you are moving the right direction, right? Maybe you're stuck and now you're making decisions that are going to take you the right direction. Share excitement about that. How have you changed? Share money-related tips. That's another topic. You definitely learn a few things about money. Being an entrepreneur, anything you learn, you can teach that. Also, there's a good chance that your health has changed as well. Your health has gotten better. How your health changed? Share some habits, new routines, some tips that you have. Again, without mentioning any company names or products, you always want to apply that rule. Increase curiosity, decrease alarm, right? So share that. Health-related tips. Maybe, if you're not sure, just Google. What are the most important health studies done right now? What are most health discoveries right now? Right? Go Google topics and share health-related, especially if you are in your company, it's a health-related company. Now, if your company is skincare, you can share beauty-related tips, right? How to apply makeup, how to do this, how to put foundation on. Now, I don't know anything about beauty and skincare, but I just give you some examples. You can Google them and share that, right? This would be very helpful if you're in that industry. Share fun stuff that you are doing. People like to join people who are fun. People can relate to people who are fun, and people want fun. People want fun in this world, right? They're always looking for entertainment. So especially if you do events with your team, post those, share that. And I should give you a tip here is if you just say went to a retreat with your team, and you had a ton of fun, don't just put all those pictures in one album. Instead, just say you took 20 pictures, spread them out throughout the year. Let them know that people continue to see that you are having fun. Gratitude. That's something you should never run out of ideas, right? You should definitely have 3 things you're grateful for today. That's a routine that I do every morning. 10 things I'm grateful for. Also in the evening, 10 things I'm grateful for that happened, right? 3 new things that happened. Share that, what you're grateful for. Take a picture of something. It could be your dog, could be your spouse, could be your kids. Share gratitude. And when you have a heart of gratitude, again, it's one of those things that allow people to know you and also attracts better people. You want more successful people in your life, have an attitude of gratitude, right? Being positive, having gratitude. Also sharing your story. What's your story? Why did you get started what you're doing? Now, why did you get started? What was your life like before network marketing? How did you get started in network marketing? What was your initial reaction when you discovered what you're doing? And how has your life changed? And then lastly, what's your purpose and vision? Share your story. You can also share fun, engaging posts. Before when I talk about fun, it's basically fun with your team. These are just things that you share that's funny, right? It could be a cat singing. Or not cat singing, cat dancing, or cat or singing videos, dancing videos, right? Share something fun, and often, instead of just sharing it, write one sentence about why you're sharing it, right? Or maybe you thought this is so funny, or this cat reminded me of my neighbor's cat growing up. Share something about you. Always, and this applies to quotes. A lot of times people post motivational stuff. Share why you're posting it. Why is that special? And when you do that, that allows people to connect with you more. Another idea is behind the scenes. What's happening behind your life? And these are what I call often vulnerability posts, where you're being vulnerable and share all the craziness that's happening in your life. Hey, people are just like you. That makes you more relatable, more likable, right? No one is perfect, but share what's happening in your life behind the scenes. And often these could be great for stories, for Instagram or Facebook stories. Let people know what's happening behind the scenes. Also, what have you learned? What have you learned? What did you learn today? Share that. Okay, the more value you're giving, right? There's a saying, you always get paid for the value you create. The more you're sharing out there, what you learned, don't just hold it in, don't hog it up, don't be selfish and keep it all to yourself. Share that. Your business will benefit. People will start becoming attracted to you. So here are a list of just content ideas we just went over. Number 1, goal setting, planning things out. Number 2, positivity. Number 3, sharing your journey. Number 4, how you change financially. Number 5, money related. Number 6, how your health has changed. Number 7, health related. Number 8, beauty related. Number 9, fun relationships, the camaraderie with your team. Number 10 is gratitude. Number 11 is your story. Number 12 is fun, engaging posts. Number 13 is behind the scenes, like reality TV. And number 14 is what you've learned. Okay, those are the content ideas. And when you do this, remember the rule. You want to increase curiosity and decrease alarm. You don't want people to know what you're doing. You want them to get curious about what you do and why you do this. So here's some things you don't do, right? Don't put your company name down. I've talked about that before. Don't put your company. You want them to reach out to you or be curious about what you do. You do not want people to, oh, they're an ABC company. My aunt did this. I don't want to do it. Or that's skincare. I have tons of skincare right now. I don't need it, right? Or I'm going to Google it, and those, I found 5 people that said the company's bad, it doesn't work, it's a pyramid scheme, I don't want to do it. Or, hey, that sounds interesting, I'm going to go Google it and see the company office, call them and order directly from someone else. You don't want that to happen. So don't put your company name. Don't pitch your product. Remember, don't be a commercial. Don't be a commercial. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult for you to connect with new people, and also people don't want to be a commercial. If you're a commercial, that actually discourages people from wanting to do the business. Also, don't put a call to action, a CTA, call to action. Now, you may be like, why? Why not? How am I going to grow your business? I'm going to share with you what to grow, right? To do. Let me ask you this. Which one will get you more engagement, right? Congrats to Mary for earning her first trip to Hawaii. She worked so hard and finally got her dream vacation. Or B, congrats to Mary for earning her free trip to Hawaii. She worked so hard and finally got her dream vacation. If you want to learn how she did it, comment below. Right? That one, B, is going to get crickets. A, you may have a lot of people commenting and liking, say that's cool. And what you can do is afterwards go through the people who commented, or if you do a story, right, you can find out who watched your stories and reach out to them. Say, hey, I saw that you liked my post. Would you want to learn how Mary got her free vacation? You see, that's how it works. When people engage, you can follow up with them, right? But if you're not getting any engagement because you're being salesy, if you want to learn how she did it, comment below. Most people nowadays are not going to comment below. Then you're not going to have anyone to reach out to. You want to create that exposure. Talking about how to get people interested, when you do a story, right? Story is a great way. For example, you use your product. Hey, this is my morning routine that gives me more energy. People watch that story. Go reach out to them. Say, I saw that you reached out to the story. Would you be interested to learn more in what I do? Right? Or if you have a special going on, you can definitely reach out to them. The selling is in the reach outs. Is when you're inviting or sending the magic script. I saw you like that post. I'm actually working on something exciting. It may or may not be for you. Would you be interested to take a look? Right? And we'll talk about that when we go over the steps on how to message people. But that's how you do it. You don't sell on the social media post. Last thing is, remember, marketing is about repeated exposures. If you ever ordered something like Domino's Pizza, I would say that if you wanted to get cheap pizza delivered to you late at night, who would you call? People say Domino's or Pizza Hut. Some people say Papa John's, or Little Caesars is either one of those four answers. And I ask that question, doesn't matter where I do my trainings, whether it's in China or it's in UK or it's in America or Canada or Mexico. People either say Domino's or Pizza Hut, one of those two. Those are the predominant answers. Or I ask in the Philippines or Australia, it's always Domino's or Pizza Hut, right? It's because they've seen those Pizza Hut, Domino's ads all the time. Right? This is saying that networking is not about who you know, it's about who will think of you when they need what you have. So every time you share your morning routine, right, of going out there using a product, and then one day your prospects say, wow, I really need more energy. I always see that person posting that stuff. That's when people reach out to you. Okay? That is, again, if you do the 1 or 2 posts, you may assign, I'm not getting any results. Well, that's because people, it's the wrong time for them. Or they may, just because you posted, they may not even have seen your post. They may have seen your post. They may have been busy doing other things, right? So it's like when you're driving on the highway, you see that billboard ad, maybe you don't even notice it, but you drive it 100 times a year by going to work, and you finally see it. That's what social media posting is about. Just because you post today or yesterday doesn't mean, by the way, many people see it, or even if they see it, they may tune out. They have to see it over and over and over and over again. So if you're posting and not getting people, don't worry about it. Keep doing it. And also, just because people are not commenting nor liking doesn't mean they don't see it as well. That's why you have to be consistent with posting.